Even being a school topper does not ensure that you will go to IIT. If you are doing really well in your city, that doesn't mean that you should become complacent. Believe me, if you do that right, your result is going to be zero. Please ensure that your child is not doing this. Parents need to support their child a lot. You are working hard, but still results are not coming. Do you feel that your preparation is going well, but still you're not getting the marks what you're expecting? If that's happening with you, then it's about the trap of mindset. So let's look into the 5 mindset traps, which is in which most of the Indian students are falling, and also look into how to overcome that, so that you can reach your true potential. So now this video, although we are making specifically more towards the student studying for JEE and NEET, but I'll say this mindset trap is more or less common for all the Indian students. So anyone who's studying maybe for their boards in 10th, 12th, or even if they are preparing for some postgraduate level examination or graduate level examination, like let's say they are preparing for SSC, UPSC. So even this kind of like relatable for them as well. So today we are going to talk about in general those 5 mindsets which are trapping us to reach our best potential. So the first trap is that many students or in fact sometimes parents as well, they underestimate the competition. Now what happens is many students who prepare for JEE or NEET or even for other examination later on like CAT, UPSC. Now till 10th, if I talk about till 10th, not till 10th, I'll say the syllabus was somewhat easier. Even if the student prepare less, they'll get decent marks. So what happens is sometimes if the parents are not much exposed, if the student have less people whom they have talked to, they might feel that okay, the competition is less. They might feel that okay, competition is only at the school level. But that is not the case. All these examinations are like nationwide, JEE, NEET. So your competition comes from a very, very bigger pool. Like in fact, I would like to give you a small reference. So I'll talk about the city of Coimbatore to be specific. So in Coimbatore district, like I'm talking about district Coimbatore, there are around 500 schools. And every year there are only around 20 to 30 students who goes to IIT from that school. Now, if you see the numbers, that means even being a school topper does not ensure that you will go to IIT. If you are preparing for JEE and if you are from Coimbatore district. Now this idea can expand over the entire nation. So roughly you can think that a school topper, I'm not putting that down, school topper is a very good thing, it's a very hard work, it signifies the talent and the hard work the student have. But my point is sometimes what happens is it makes them complacent, it makes them lazy, it makes them feel like okay, I'm already good enough. That is where the problem happens. And that is why I've seen students who have been doing very good in 10th, they were state toppers in 10th, they suddenly fall down in 11th, 12th. Because they stop seeing the national level competition. So there's a very popular saying, frog in the well. So that is the mindset which many Indian students have, is that do not be a frog in the well. Do not just see that those who are around you is a competition. Competition is a much bigger, is a nationwide. So that is what they need to do. And the best way to overcome is to write frequent tests. Especially write some previous papers. No matter which exam you are preparing for, JEE, NEET, write on the test in a proper exam environment. Then see how much marks you are getting. And then see where you stand, whether you are matching your expectation or not. Now here it's very important that you do as an exam environment. Because I have seen many students who think that okay, no, in exam I will do 3 hours, so now I will do 1 hour of one subject, 1 hour another subject, and you do in parts. No, it doesn't work out like that. Exam means you have to time manage between the subjects, you have to handle your confusion, handle your delays proper, like if you are getting more time in some question, how you will compensate in the other. So all that matters. Second, understand that lakhs of competitors are there. In fact, competition is going up every year. In terms of NEET, more than 20 lakh students are writing. Because NEET have unlimited attempts. If I talk about JEE, you have only 2 attempts, so that is also but on a rise. Every year 15 lakh students have wrote for it. So be mindful of that, and then again, local success isn't enough. So if you are doing really well in your city, in your maybe locality, that doesn't mean that you should become complacent. I'm not saying it's bad, it's good, but the thing is your competition is yourself. So keep on upgrading yourself, keep on chasing your best version. So that is the first trap. And you can overcome this trap by writing exams, especially the previous year papers. Next is about procrastination and time management. Now, this thing have become more frequent after the COVID because a lot of students these days have been through that COVID time. Now, what happened? They have become habitual of screen or electronic devices, and especially after COVID or during that time, there happened the rise of reels, shorts. Now, this reel and shorts, what they do, they give you temporary, like how should I, escape or temporary maybe happiness, maybe not the right word, but give you temporary escape where you feel okay, you feel better. But the thing is, it's slowly killing your attention span. It's killing your capability to focus on a longer duration. So now, because of that, many students are not able to study properly. Like they are not able to manage time. They'll say that okay, I have to travel to school, I have to come back from school, I have to study one subject, two subjects, three subjects. I'm not able to take out time. Now that happens when you do not have a plan. So the best way to overcome this is to have a plan. So have a plan, create a structured timetable. Now, when you are creating a timetable, many mistakes that student does is they do like unrealistic timetable. Like till now they've been studying for 2 hours. Suddenly they'll make a timetable in which they are studying for 10 hours in a day. Now see, it's not actually possible suddenly from one day going from 2 to 10 hours. So make some feasible, actionable timetable. Let's say you've been studying for 2 hours till now. Maybe ensure to make a timetable only for the next 2 weeks, in which you'll be studying 3 hours. Then make for after that for 4 hours. Right? So slowly see and make flexible timetable, because what will happen if you make unrealistic timetable? You will not be able to achieve it. And once you're not able to achieve it, then your motivation will go down. You'll be more filled with guilt, and again you'll procrastinate even more. So make a proper feasible plan. Next is foundation. So foundation is very important, especially those students who are now going to prepare in 10th, 9th, 11th. So all of them have been through this COVID time. So somewhere if you have missed out your basics well, like I've seen some student coming in grade 11, but they do not even know grade 6 and maths. Now what happens is that then there's a big expectation mismatch. They want to prepare for JEE, they want to get a good rank, but the foundation is not good enough. So I suggest that the best time for you to cover that up is the vacation time. So for example, I think right now the vacation is going on, the 11th classes have not yet started. So if you are from grade 10 and if you are unsure that you like, or if you have done your 7th, 8th, 9th class bad, it's time for you to redo that, because that will help you to have a better foundation when you move to 11th, 12th. Next is practice. Now another thing, the issue comes is that many students do not practice. You will just read and think that you know everything. So that's also a bigger issue, especially after COVID, because they become habit of like taking screenshots. Now I've seen students are not making notes; they've started taking screenshots. Especially those who take online courses. There's a lot of online courses available. Now what happens is seeing someone else doing something doesn't mean that I know how to do it. Right? If I see someone doing push-ups, no matter how many years I see them doing push-ups, if I do not try, I will not be able to do it. So practice well, and lastly, do revision. So revision is not an yearly event. We'll be also making a specific video on that. So revision is not a specific event once in a year. It should happen on a regular manner. So if you follow these things, basic steps, it might make you uncomfortable because you have to come out of your comfort zone. But believe me, the results will make you proud, your family proud, everyone around you will be proud, because success, the opportunity will not come again and again. If you miss the opportunity once, then it's gone. Now let's move on to the third trap. That is about passive learning equal to mastery. So this is what I've been talking about earlier. So many students, they just attend lectures. Some of them do not even make notes. They'll be like this, attending, listening in the class. Okay, I understand everything, sir is telling me everything. Now, believe me, if you do that right, your result is going to be zero. So, do not just attend lectures or maybe watch videos. It's useless. No output comes out of that. Now, if you read without practice, if you have no self-assessment, believe me, you will not get any marks. Till 10th maybe, yes, you can get it because syllabus is less, applications are less. So maybe you can do that, but believe me, like this is something that both parents and students should be careful of. So it's my humble request to all the parents, please ensure that your child is not doing this. They might have become comfortable in lower grade, but if they keep on carrying, it's a very very dangerous, has a bad habit that if they gain it will be very difficult. So ensure that they have an active approach. They solve problem daily basis. And again, they should try to teach others. Like maybe your child can teach you or tell you what happened in the class. That way, their understanding will become better. They should take regular mock tests and analyze their mistakes. Now, this is a more active way of learning. So many students are still stuck in this trap. They think that okay, I'm good enough. I'm good enough with this. I can change it. With this, like I am different than all other students. If I do the passive approach, I can get marks. Other might have to work hard. But believe me, you are not the same. Every human being is same. So have a more active approach because that way you can reach your best potential. You might have slightly better potential than others, but that doesn't mean that you waste your potential. Just try your best. So this is the third trap. Moving on to the next one. The fourth trap is illusion of understanding. Now, like I'll say this, in this regard, a parent need to support their child a lot because child are immature. They are not even adult, right? They might feel that okay, first time this happens in their life and they are very smart, they are able to do good. I'm not trying to make a judgment on their capabilities, but the thing is, as an adult, it's parent responsibility that they ensure that the child is not stuck in a trap of illusion of understanding. Now, the other day I met a student. He told me that, sir, recently in my class, trigonometry have been taught, and I know everything in trigonometry. I asked, do you know tan x? He said, yes. When I asked, what is tan x? The student is not able to tell me beyond that. Like adjacent, opposite, hypotenuse, he was even confused in that. Why? Because he sat in the class once and then didn't practice. He didn't even think about it again. So your child might get stuck in this illusion, but as a parent, you have seen the bigger world. Please ensure that, please educate your child that they need to learn and understand the core concept. Like if they just hear someone speaking about it, they are not going to learn that. They might feel like that moment, okay, I have understood everything, but they will not be able to solve any question after that. So, what they need to do next is they need to apply. They need to solve various problems on that topic. In fact, anyone who is preparing for JEE and NEET, I'll give you a very clear benchmark. If you use a ball pen, then your refill should get over, one refill should get over max to max in 10 days. If that is not happening, you are just not practicing enough. It is not good enough for a JEE and NEET preparation. Maybe if you have some other ambition, it's okay, but for JEE and NEET, it's not good enough. To practice that much, you have to apply, solve problems, then teach. I've been talking about this again and again. Ask your child, I'm talking to the parents, ask your child to teach a concept. Because if they are not able to explain properly, if they're getting stuck, no matter what excuse they give, they just are not conceptually clear. And then ask them to write test. So even if they get bad marks, it's okay. At least when you know where you stand, you can work on it. Even if you get bad marks, it's okay. At least you know where you stand. At least you'll be able to make a clear roadmap, a clear plan how to improvise. So tests are very essential. If you are missing out test, believe me, at the end of the time, results will be bad. So this is the fourth trap, and I say that both parents and students need to be very very careful about it. Now moving on to the fifth trap is digital distractions. Now what happens is like these days students will tell that okay, a lot of my learning happens online. I want to see something in YouTube or on WhatsApp for learning purpose. But a child being like they are not adult, they are still a child. Not every child will be good enough to be very mature in handling internet. So, like what will happen is they'll have a lot of distractions. Like, for example, like they'll take a lot of frequent breaks. Like, in fact, this has become more common these days. Students are not able to sit at a place for longer time. The board exams for 3 hours, JEE is for 3 hours, NEET is for 3 hours, and when they're studying at home, I'm seeing that student cannot even study for non-stop 30 minutes. Then how they will become efficient? How they will be more impactful in the exam? They cannot be. So it's very important that they reduce their digital distraction. In fact, my strong suggestion to the parents is that give the digital access to the student only when you are available and they are sitting in front of you. No matter what they say that, like, but they should, if they're doing it for the right reason, they should be doing it in front of you. So now, if I talk about in reality, what happens? Student might say that okay, I need to take a 5 minute break. Please give me mobile phone. I want to see YouTube or something. Now that 5 minutes will become half an hour. They'll keep on scrolling Instagram, Reels, Shorts, memes. So ultimately, they'll waste more of time. And and you'll see that even after distraction. For example, let's say student will say that I want to watch One Piece new episode will come, I'll watch that. Now you watch One Piece episode, but then after you watch that episode, story will keep on going in this child head for another 23 minutes. So to come back to the focus, another 23 minutes will get wasted. So cut out the digital distraction. If the student want to have some recreational activity, do some physical activity. Do skipping, maybe cycling, swimming. So it's highly I highly encourage. We highly encourage students to do all of that because that makes you sharper. That makes your body and mind both focused towards one thing. So do that. Now there have to be a digital detox plan. So you can have some focus mode apps. There is Forest or there is some more productivity apps which you can use. In fact, there are a lot of apps which will lock your social media apps for a certain duration. You can also do that. Then you have to have specific time for social media. Like for example, maybe you can fix time daily between 8 to 8:15 only. I'll use social media. That's it. If beyond that is 8:16, you just have to stop it. Another request to all the parents is please ensure that your child do not have a dedicated mobile phone at home. Maybe when they are going out for tracking reason or for communication reason, they might have it. But when they're at home, they do not need a dedicated mobile phone because their focus is something else. If their focus is based on something which requires the use of mobile phone, it's okay. But if let's say they're preparing for JEE and NEET, then it's highly advisable they should not have the dedicated mobile phones. They can use parents' mobile phone for the certain time, then they can give it back. And lastly, that to avoid distraction, there have to be proper environment setup. So maybe what can be done is they can have they can create a phone-free zone. So it might be possible. Let's say the student is studying in a certain room. Now, once the student enters that room, in that room there is no Wi-Fi, no electronic device allowed. Let's say they need to use electronic device to go through some video or to learn something, then they have to sit in the common area, like in front of parents, something like that. So that is also one way to improvise on it. I also know it can be tough on the student and parents to suddenly change the habits. But the thing is, we have to do the right thing. If we want to achieve our goals, then we just have to create a proper plan or create environment for it. So now, if you talk about overcoming the traps, there are a few standard methods. You can make a SMART goals. A SMART goal means it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say a student is saying that I'm wasting a lot of time on YouTube, but I will stop watching YouTube and I will spend only weekly 1 hour. Now, is that a good target? Is that a good plan? No, it is not. There is no specific thing about it. So it has to be specific. Like right now, I'm watching per week 20 hours of YouTube. Then after time bound, you should time bound. After how much time? Let's say after 1 month, I'll be watching weekly only 1 hour. So that is both time bound and specific. The numbers are there. Measurable. How you can measure? You can measure what is the change. You can see the screen time. That's a way to measure it. And it should be achievable and relevant. Achievable means like if you say that okay today I was let's say watching 5 hours per day, tomorrow I'll make it 0. So mostly that transition is not possible. So just check that. So it should be achievable as well as relevant. Relevant for you, whatever you are aspiring for. So make SMART goals. Be mindful of all the 5 parameters: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Then form group studies. So group study is good for accountability. Now you can have your friends who have similar ambitions, or maybe if you're not getting friends with similar ambition, you can also pull in your parents. The idea of group study is to have accountability. Make a plan. Okay, that by 3 days I'll finish one chapter of mathematics. After sitting still, tell to your other students or your parents that okay, this is what I did. So that way you see you will be able to push yourself better. So in fact, these days I believe humans are working to very little of their potential because of a lot of this social media distraction and a lot of other distractions. But if you focus, believe me, you can achieve anything. Next is seek mentorship. So yes, it might be possible that you're getting stuck in the same situation again and again. So talk to the teachers, talk to your mentors, get an idea, get a roadmap. Because sometimes what happens if you are stuck in the same position, you will not be able to think beyond. So you need someone who thinks from a broader perspective and gives you better help. So seek mentorship and also mental wellness. As I've told you, breaks should not be a digital thing. You should not take breaks for from your studies to do watch YouTube. Better do physical activity like go play, cycling, anything. So it will also help you to balance your studies and routine. So in fact, this is a time. This is a time for all the students and parents to work together, so that the student do not fall into these five wrong mindset. Because these five wrong mindset are trapping you or your child, and because of which they are not able to achieve their potential. Because of which you have a regret, child have a regret. Because of which your daily life is like a full of tension. So why do that? Again, stress is the outcome of inability to take actions. So take actions. You can begin your journey right now. So the first step was to identify the traps. Now that you know the traps, you need to start working on it. So acknowledge where you are stuck, start working on it. There's a popular saying that it takes 21 days to make a habit. So just a matter of 21 days, push yourself, take help, and believe me, you will get 100% success. So all of you have a tremendous potential. We just want all of you to work your best to achieve your true potential. For any further help, you can comment below. We'll respond back. In case you are stuck in a specific situation, you want any help, any advice. So we'll be there for you. So you can comment and we'll reply you back. So that's all on this video. We'll be coming up with more videos to help you and your child in this academic journey. If in case you want us to address any specific issue, you can also comment below. We'll definitely address those issues. So thank you all and see you the next time.